You heard his voice before you saw him. Deep, calm, the kind that didn't need to rise to be obeyed. "I'll save your company, Mr. Lee," he said, "but I want something permanent in return." You froze halfway down the stairs, your hand gripping the banister. "Your daughter," he continued, so quietly it hurt. "Marry her to me." Your father's chair scraped against the floor. "You can't be serious, Taehyung. I don't make jokes about business," came the reply. Smooth, cold, final. The air thinned. You backed away, heart beating fast, the world blurring at the edges. When you reached your room, you sat on the bed and opened a random book, page, trembling in your hands. The words didn't make sense. They just gave you something to look at when the door opened. He didn't knock. He never needed permission. Taehyung stepped inside, rain still on his shoulders, eyes like winter, sharp, deliberate. He didn't look around your room. He looked straight at you. "You heard everything," he said, not asking. He lifted your chin with 2 fingers. His dark eyes scanned your face with unreadable precision, as though memorizing every corner of your resistance. "Smile," he said softly. "You're getting married." You didn't smile. "I don't want to," you replied, voice barely above a whisper. His smile didn't reach his eyes. "I didn't ask," he murmured, thumb brushing slowly along our cheek, lingering for a second too long. Then he straightened, turning away from you with a sudden chill. "Everything will be ready by tomorrow," he said, already halfway to the door. "Tomorrow?" Your voice cracked with disbelief. He paused, glanced back, a dangerous smirk tugging at his lips. "Yes." Your gaze made me impatient. And just like that, he was gone. You collapsed onto your bed, clutching your pillow like a lifeline. The tears came fast, hot and helpless. You didn't sleep, not even for a moment. Morning light seeped through the curtains like it didn't know your world had shifted. The room smelled faintly of fresh flowers and perfume. On the chair near your bed sat the wedding dress. Elegant, ivory, perfect. But you just stared at it, unmoved. The reflection in the mirror looked like someone else. Pale, tired, empty. A soft knock. The door opened. A maid stepped in. She smiled kindly. "Why aren't you ready yet?" She knew. They all knew. But none of them were allowed to say a word. They were all actors in the script Taehyung had written. She helped you dress. Her hands were gentle. Yours were shaking. When she was done, you stood in front of the mirror again. You looked beautiful, but it didn't feel like yours. None of this did. The wedding was a spectacle. Golden chandeliers, walls of white roses, a string quartet that played like angels. Every guest wore elegance. Every step was choreographed to perfection, except you. You didn't smile once. Taehyung's hand found your wrist like a chain, gripping it tight whenever. Your expression slipped. His touch wasn't kind. It was a reminder, a warning. Smile. You forced your lips to curve. The ceremony ended. Applause echoed. You stepped into the black car alone, the diamond ring on your finger, catching the sunlight as your hands rested quietly in your lap. It was beautiful. Cold, heavy, and far too perfect for what you felt inside. Moments later, Taehyung slid into the back seat beside you. He didn't say a word. His presence was sharp, like silence wrapped in ice. The car pulled away. The drive was quiet, the kind of quiet that pressed against your chest. The city blurred past the tinted windows. but you didn't really see any of it. When the car finally stopped, you stepped out first, lifting your gown carefully as your heels met the marble stairs. The mansion stood before you, impossibly large, like something pulled from a dream you didn't ask to have. You stepped through the doors and froze. Where do you even begin in a house like this? You stood there, eyes scanning the endless hallways, the grand staircase, the golden accents catching the afternoon light. Taehyung walked past you without pause. "Upstairs," he said coolly, not bothering to glance your way. You didn't move, didn't answer. Instead, you turned to one of the maids nearby, her posture gentle and composed. "Can you show me my room?" you asked, voice soft but steady. She nodded, bowing slightly. "Of course, ma'am." As you began to follow her, you felt his gaze. Taehyung stood, watching. Your eyes met his for a brief second, just long enough to say, "I don't need your directions." Then you turned away, not waiting for a reaction. The echo of your footsteps followed you down the hall, further into a house that didn't feel like home. Not yet. Maybe never. Your room looked like it belonged in a magazine. Soft golden lights, velvet curtains, but none of it felt like yours. You took a long bath, letting the warm water try to wash away the heaviness pressing on your chest. By the time you climbed into bed, it was 11 p.m. You stared at your phone screen, then stood up and locked the door. You never locked your door at home. But this wasn't home. The night crept on. At 2 a.m., your throat was dry. You slipped out of bed, barefoot, moving quietly through the unfamiliar hallway. The kitchen was downstairs, silent except for the hum of the fridge. But as you turned the corner, there he was, Taehyung, slouched on the couch, a glass in his hand, his tie loosened, eyes hazy with something more dangerous than alcohol. You pretended not to see him. Walked to the fridge, opened it, took out a bottle of water, drank, and closed it again. You turned to leave. "Going somewhere?" His voice cut through the silence. You didn't answer. He stood, slowly, walked toward you, steady despite the drink. You kept your eyes down, trying not to tremble. Then he stopped in front of you. His fingers touched your chin, tilting it up. His gaze searched your face, lingered on your lips. He leaned in. Too close, and you tried to push him away. Your hands met his chest, but he didn't budge. Something shifted in his eyes. "What are you doing, huh?" His voice was low now, almost a whisper. "You're my wife now, remember?" Your gaze fixed on the floor. "Let me go," you said quietly, but he didn't move. His fingers circled your waist, slow and deliberate. "No," he whispered, lips far too close to your neck. You stiffened. His breath reeked of alcohol, hot against your skin. You shut your eyes, not in fear. No, not quite, but in the kind of silence that begged the moment to end. Then suddenly his grip loosened. He pulled away, eyes narrowing slightly as if reading your silence like a page he couldn't finish. "You got scared?" he asked with a short, breathy laugh, half amused, half something else you couldn't name. He turned his back to you without waiting for an answer, and stumbled toward the couch, dropping onto it like none of it mattered. Stood there for a second longer, watching him. His silhouette draped in the dim glow of the kitchen light, messy and unreadable. Then you walked away, up the stairs, to your room, and this time, you locked the door without hesitation.